Happy Monday, Antelope Valley. I hope everyone is well and that you had a nice weekend. It is July 14th, 2025. I'm Mark Troth, broker and co-owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Troth Realtors, right here in Lancaster, California. Bring you this week's version of the Antelope Valley Real Estate Market Snapshot, where week in and week out, we take a look at exactly what's going on in our local real estate market. As I like to point out every week, Phil, it's important that property owners, residents of the Antelope Valley have a trusted local resource to go to in order to follow along with the Antelope Valley real estate market. Often our statistics for the Antelope Valley get lumped in with greater Los Angeles County, Southern California, and definitely our market is unique unto itself. Before we take a look at this week's statistics, I also like to point out that they are courtesy of the Greater Antelope Valley Association of Realtors MLS system. So let's take a look. So can kind of think maybe I don't want to say it's official, but I do have to concede that it looks like our market is starting to see somewhat of an adjustment following some of the more local and national trends. And this week we start out with a 1,119 active listings on the market. Residential listing that's up 3.7% from last week when we were at 1,079. And this also represents a high for active residential listings since October 10th of 2022. So definitely can say that we're seeing some trend taking place, more properties coming on the market and fewer properties going under contract. The pending listings down 3.1% from last week. We're down to 379. Last week we were at 391. That's about the fourth week in a row we've seen that decline in pendings. And so we're definitely seeing some effect from interest rates being stubborn, some other concerns out there in the economy that are driving buyers perhaps to the sidelines a little bit longer than they normally would be during this time of year. So some week over week statistics, new listings on the market, 115, that's 25% up from last week. Remember, last week was our 4th of July week. Definitely had some lag from, or was the week after 4th of July, actually had some lag carryover. Last week we thought, but now it's carried over again. So going to be kind of interesting to see where we go forward. Median list price up from 480 to 490, 2.1%. No change in the number of residential properties that went under contract at 53. However, a pretty decent change in the number of days that those properties were on the market at 36, up 13 days from 23 the week prior. Number of listings sold. Just one more closing than the week prior. The week of July 7th through the 13th saw 52 closings, up from 51, even though that represents 2%. And then our median sales price took a 5.1% decline down to 484. So I'm starting to think that we're seeing some trends. Definitely could use some relief in interest rates. There are buyers out there, but they're being more particular. Offers are often coming in looking for concessions, perhaps not on list price, with the exception being those really, really desirable properties, pool properties, single stories, et cetera, et cetera. Still seeing some decent activity on those. But, overall, we are starting to see that drag on our market in the Antelope Valley that we're reading about in other areas. Doesn't mean that there aren't transactions going together, because obviously we still have 379 properties in escrow and 53 last week. But sellers are going to need to be a little bit more strategic, because buyers are definitely being more patient and more strategic in the offers they're making. So with that, we'll go ahead and we'll call it a wrap for the Antelope Valley Real Estate Market Update for July 14th, 2025. But as always, if there's any more information, statistics that myself or any of our other trusted associates at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Troth Realtors can provide you, by all means, please feel free to reach out. All right, everybody, take care, make it a great week, and chat with you next Monday. Bye-bye.